We then proceeded at that point into our simulated countdown.
Lunchtime, kids!
All right!
Yum, 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 yum.
Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
Welcome, everyone, to the Lunch Break Show. I am Josh, and here with Zach, Anna, and of course, running the boards with us is Matt. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hopefully, I make it all the way through the show. I did get a phone call from the IRS just moments ago that I have a unbondable warrant for my arrest. But if I pay them $500 right now, that can all go away.
Really?
In Target cards, gift cards?
No, on my credit card. I did end up hanging up on them. I'm gonna risk the law coming and taking me away in cuffs any moment now.
I'm glad my anonymous tip was noticed by the IRS.
yeah,
turned you in.
Yeah. Who falls for that? And I know people do because they do it. Who would fall for that?
I got a call once from an IRS somebody. It was this individual. Obviously, it's some spoof number. And they said they were with the Dallas IRS division, whatever.
Sure.
And they're in Texas. And this guy had just the thickest accent I've ever heard. I can barely understand this person. I had to have him repeat things. But I wanted to see how far I could get down this rabbit hole, which I shouldn't have done because I'm sure they saved my number, and now I get calls all the time.
Yep.
But I asked him what his name was, and he was like, Officer, Austin Richardson or something. Like just the most American Texan name you could ever come up with. I was like, all right, I'm done. Thank you. And hung up. It was a treat. I love those guys.
Yeah, I get calls all the time about my car insurance.
Really?
The car I don't own.
Sure.
I don't have a car.
Credit card calls, those are a good one. Yeah. Student loans, God. You start getting calls about student loan debt, I just ignore them.
Yeah.
I don't need to listen to anything about student loan debt. I got some call from Sally
Mae
chick. Who is she? Yeah. Come on.
That's made up.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
So we're joined also in studio by Nick. Hello there, Nick.
Hey, good morning. Or afternoon.
Nick is going to be starting a new podcast here with us called Startup Nick, the Startup Podcast. It's very exciting. He has lots of connections and a lot of work with people in the DFW area who are doing startups. So we're looking forward to that coming up shortly. Before we talk more about that, though, you're also about to get married.
Ooh.
I am.
Yeah, you are close.
We're working on it.
Working on it, yeah. I see she's planning her wedding now, but she's doing the Dallas bridal stuff coming into town. So she already has her agenda of going through and checking off all the boxes. You guys are going through the whole process. I have a list here because Matt, Anna, and I are already married. Zach, you've been knocking on that door for a while because you've been dating for how long? Go ahead and say the number on that again.
8 years.
8 years, yeah.
Thank you.
So, wow.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Congratulations.
I like to think I'm just standing outside of the door in the rain, dusting off my umbrella. I'm getting there, all right? The knock will happen. Give me a minute.
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
So we have the words that you should wipe from your vocabulary if you're in a marriage. These are the words you should not say. Let's get some feedback here.
This is when you're married.
But in your case, I mean, you guys
in the process.
You guys are common law.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure these apply to long-term relationships as well.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure if we broke up, she'd get half my stuff. I think.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Probably at this point.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Never say always and never. Those two words should never be said when you're in a long-term relationship, and I completely agree. Yet I do it all the time.
Okay. Always and never.
Because, and here's the why. Like from a conflict standpoint, if you say the word always or never, no one ever does anything always. There's always going to be at least a one-off thing. Like when you go, oh, you always roll your eyes when I talk about my mom. She can say, no, I don't. I don't always do that.
Does anybody else see the fundamental flaw in not using the word always when you're married to somebody?
Oh, because you say,
I mean, it just seems
forever.
a little, yeah.
But
right?
forever is fine.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Forever gets a pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not always and never.
Gotcha.
Or,
till death do us part. Yeah.
Or if I said, I never show up on time. Like, I'm always on time.
Yeah.
But I can always find an example that proves that wrong.
Using always and never a lot in here. You're
I'm trying not to.
Yeah.
But when you're talking to a spouse.
Right.
The word should, telling your partner should, is also bad.
Ooh, okay. Well, this is a good exercise in conflict management, right, Josh? How do you avoid the word should? How do you dance around that?
I mean, you just don't say it.
Well, I mean, if you're saying I'd like you to do the dishes instead of you should do the dishes. Give me a.
It encourages a controlling or a judgmental reaction.
Right. It's coming down from the mountain kind of thing.
Yeah. You should do that. Yeah.
Right.
Where I said, hey, would you do that?
Well, I mean, that's
it would be
unfair.
nice if you could.
I guess that's not bad. That's like if she was going to say, I think I'm going to start working out. And you go, oh, that's great. You should.
No.
Is that not? I don't know. Like, is that
Bail
not?
out.
Wow.
So, in
All
a
right.
perfect world, you already would be.
Pull the shoot on that. Yeah. See, that's the answer to use. Yeah. Avoid should.
Oh, I think
Skip
that's a
right.
fantastic idea.
Yeah. I guess. What do I know? You married types. Gosh.
Whatever you want. Yeah, sure. I support you in whatever it is that you decide to do.
Cool.
More.
The word calm down. You should never say calm down.
That never works.
My god,
Oh,
that
man.
grinds my gears.
That grinds my gears. I love the grinds my gears.
Calm down gets you.
Calm down.
Right, because there's nothing in that expression that will calm you down.
Yeah.
There's this,
Right,
there's
yeah.
this bit in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, a show that I adore, and they do this thing where whenever somebody's keyed up about something, whenever somebody's like real hot about an issue, they'll be like, okay, you're way up here, you got to bring it way down here. Like, just, take it easy. And I asked Christine one day, I was like, if I did that to you when you were angry, how would that play? She's like, nope. No. That would not be effective.
It never works when someone's actually angry.
Right. Well, what's a good diffuser? How do you?
I'll tell you what.
Please, yeah. That works for you.
That works for you.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just pulling
You're being
them off.
okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's a
Facetious.
Friends reference. So
Yeah, that's a friend reference. Just
What's
like,
anybody have any hot diffusing hacks here for getting out of the?
If you ever find yourself in a situation, and again, I'm saying this, I do have a conflict management background. My wife and I still get into arguments, and I fail constantly.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you're arguing with your wife, it's an emotional thing.
right. It's
And
not
my
rational.
logic goes out the window.
Yeah.
If you're ever in a point where you say where you feel like saying calm down, just don't say anything.
Right.
Right, just wait.
Just go, you know what? I think maybe we should put a pin in this. I'm getting a little heated. Put it back in yourself. I'm getting a little heated. Let's take a break and come back like in half an hour.
Yeah.
And that gives everyone, including yourself, a chance to calm down.
Gotcha. I like to.
I like that.
That's some incredibly level-headed
Whenever-
advice there, Josh.
Whenever my significant other's upset about something, I like to try to escalate up to her level just to show like dominance over that. Like, I'm not only in control of this situation, but I'm much more calm than you, and I can make this worse. And that way, we both are at the same place and can come down together as one. Like, seems to work.
I have a
for
feeling
me.
that doesn't work very
unifying,
well.
yep.
Yeah. So if she raises her voice, you can just go louder.
No, if she raises her voice, I'll be like, okay, so, like, really? Easy. Relax, for God's sake. And it seems to work, yeah, because that's like we're both getting loud, and yeah, like that seems to
I don't
bring
think
us
that
down.
Good
works
for
for
you.
everyone.
Yeah, that would not
No.
work for me.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and laud that it is a foolproof plan. So, I mean,
The last one we'll talk about is why don't you? Those,
That's
those,
it's like should.
yeah. Why don't you? Yeah, those are always the bad ones.
Yeah, that one's that's worse than should in my book. That's much more like accusatory finger pointing.
Yeah.
Why don't you? It's like it's a lot.
One way you can get around that is instead of saying why don't you, is saying, hey, it would help if, or could I ask if you could? Those kind of things.
You know, it would be awesome.
Yeah. So, we're obviously here moving forward for marriage counseling. You can call the Lunch Break Show. Hotline's open. We'll take your calls, solve all your problems. But getting back to Nick's podcast, Nick. So, what are some of the things that you think you're kind of thinking about when you're coming with the startup podcast? Are you going to be handling some of the pitfalls that people tend to get into when they start their first company?
Sure. So I think there's a couple things that we can look at and talk about. So let me maybe start with a little bit more about why I would be having a podcast and who would be coming on the show. In my current job right now, I travel all over Texas, meeting entrepreneurs that are starting companies. They're incredibly excited about what they do. They're all trying to change the world in their own way. And the passion that I see in these folks is something that you just don't run across every day, and except for me, because I'm constantly meeting people that are in this world. Yeah. And I think they'd be fantastic to have on as guests and to kind of pick their brain, understand where they're at in the process of their company, what motivates them. I think it's very, very interesting. On top of that, there, of course, is this huge process of trying to start a business and trying to find customers and figuring out how to navigate the world of business, and frankly, it's quite complex. So my thoughts are, let's have a show, let's talk about it a little bit, let's give them an opportunity to tell their story, which are usually pretty interesting, give them an opportunity to tell a story to the world. We can put that out there in the internet and see where things go.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you are a geographic guy. In your travels, all right, when you're driving around or flying around, do you listen to any business podcasts? What are some of your favorites?
Business podcasts.
If you don't, it's okay. Like, I don't mean to.
So
because I don't. I'll be honest. Like, I listen to recreational stuff. So I was just curious.
I do.
Like, what's some of your,
So the podcasts I listen to are Self-Made Man.
Okay.
With Mike Dillard.
I dig it.
And I listen to Joe Rogan a little bit. He's not really a business podcast, but he's out there.
You watching the UFC, or is that just for?
No, just Joe's always having very interesting
conversations.
He's
a character, man. Every once in a while, I'll go back and listen to one of his old albums. Like, he's something. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a twisted mind up in there. So very entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to those shows coming out. And again, you can keep right here on our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube page for those shows. Probably this month. At some point in time, you'll start seeing these kind of roll out. So, if you're looking for that, Nick, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate you saving some time.
All right, thank you for having me.
Up next, we have the disguised donkey that draws disdain. Our very own Matt came up with that line. Yeah. Beautiful line. Looking forward to this story coming out of Africa.
It's up to you, it's up to me. Cold drinks come in 4 cups. Gotta know the size before you fill it up. Biggie, medium, small, kids meal. Keep it straight, it's a good deal. Use the scoop to fill with ice. Never use the cup, take my advice. For soft drinks, fill the ice halfway. No matter the size, that's what I say. Tilt the cup and push against the lever. Keeps the foam down now, isn't that clever? If there's still foam, let it settle down. Don't pour it off, or your boss will frown. When you reach a 1/4 inch from the top, that's where you wanna stop. If the customers say they wanna stay, put the drink on the left-hand side of the tray. If the order's to go, put the lid on tight. Make sure it pops to do it right. Then hand that drink to the coordinator and tell the guest you'll see him later.
Don't forget to smile when you serve cold drinks.
What kind of nincompoop are they hiring that they have to have a video of how to put soda in a cup?
It's pretty catchy to me.
Yeah, I mean,
now I know exactly
remember
how to work at a Wendy's.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, and this is very timely. It was National Refreshment Day yesterday.
Oh.
So Matt, well
very
done.
refreshing.
Is there any day that doesn't have a national day?
No, I don't
think so.
I mean, it's to the point now where you've got multiple. Yesterday was also National Intern Day.
Yeah,
How is it 2? Like, come on. What are we doing? We're just going to have National Everything for Everything Day? Where does it stop? Where does it end? When does the madness come to a close? Why does Wendy's, sorry, not Walmart, Wendy's, have to, I don't think they still do this, clarify that they have a kids meal, small, medium, and biggie?
Biggie?
It's a large.
Yeah, well, it sounds bigger than
why do
everything
restaurants
else.
feel the need to rebrand sizes? Why is that a thing?
Because
Starbucks does
people think it's bigger.
Cold Stone Creamery does it.
Because you get identity with the brand. So I know that if the person here says the word piggy, that me and him speak the same. Just like with Chewy's and what creamy.
Yeah. Well, that's creamy jalapeno. That's just an abbreviation for it.
But still, like, you
people
walk
also
around,
call it liquid crack. There's a lot of different terms for it. Yeah.
Ooh.
There's a lot of different ways to go with it. I think if a restaurant's gonna be different, like, you know, have different decor, have different food, have better food.
Well, go to
have a cool name and a cool logo, and be sharp on Twitter like Wendy's. Don't don't need to rebrand your sizes.
The things that bother Zach, I love. Yeah,
it's true, man.
Okay,
it's fine.
It's fine. So we're now taking a trip to Africa, and there has been. What did the headline say, Zach? Of the article that you read?
There was a great headline. How did it go? A zoo in Cairo, Egypt, has been accused of painting a donkey to look like a zebra.
And you would think, okay, Cairo's a pretty big city.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of the world's major cities, I would think.
So this has gotta be false.
Right.
I mean, we all know what a zebra looks like. We all know what a donkey looks like. Do we have a photo?
We have a photo of a donkey
this
here.
This is a donkey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sense.
You know them. You love them.
Look, and then we have a photo of a zebra.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So
there's no way that anyone
here.
would think they could paint a donkey to look like a zebra.
Right. This is alleged.
Yeah.
Right. Rather than just being vaguely horse-shaped, they don't really hold much of a resemblance.
No, not at all.
Let's go to the photo. Let's see this.
Let's
alleged.
see. So,
oh my god!
This is the zebra at the Cairo Zoo.
Zebra on air quotes.
There's another one back there too. I just noticed.
Oh no! Yeah, you're right. There's 2 of them.
So the zoo. And I say zoo with air quotes now. The zoo thought, okay, our zebra passed away. Yeah. I'm guessing that's what happened.
It did due to starvation, which is really weird.
Oh, well, you made the whole
Seriously?
thing super
It's freaking
sad.
sad.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Oh no! You didn't know that?
Yeah, it died of starvation. That's what the article
All right,
said.
so the Cairo Zoo, who's willing to paint a donkey to look like a zebra.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
that
starved
needed to
their
be played
animals.
twice.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was part of the story. I was gonna make jokes about it, but now you've made the whole thing like super sad, and I feel like a jerk if I was gonna laugh about this situation.
It's still a stupid thing. I mean,
maybe the zebra had some kind of medical issue they didn't pick up on, and they
sick.
needed more food. They didn't know. Could have been sick. Yeah, so it's not all bad.
But the truth is,
now we know.
Yeah, like look at that.
The zebra in the back, because I think that is an actual zebra in the back.
Do you?
They only had one.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Looks pretty
I don't
gaunt,
know.
honestly. It looks pretty thin.
But that's if now that I know Anna's story, that makes much more sense.
Yeah, I figured that.
So if one of them did pass away, they had 2 zebras. Okay, fine. Give me a bucket of paint, and we'll solve this problem. Now that I know that the zebra died of starvation, I'm more mad than I am annoyed.
Right.
Because that's unacceptable.
Now the zebra on the back is on half rations.
And apparently they
Whatever it's
did
on
not.
before.
They did not accept. How can I say this? They don't admit that they painted the zebra.
They're denying this.
Like, how do you deny that?
They said no. That is not the case. That is.
I don't even see how you run a story that says accused of. You just say the Cairo Zoo is painting donkeys to look like zebras.
Right.
Yeah. Period. That's the issue to me. Is that Cairo? This is something that I would be like, okay, I can see this happening in like a third world country.
I thought you were going to say in Tyler.
Well, I could see it in Tyler. You could.
Actually, their zoo is
Tyler
quite nice.
is a phenomenal zoo.
They have a quite nice zoo.
Yeah, I do enjoy the Tyler Zoo.
One of those.
But I'm saying like one of those like off the road, like take County Road 45 to Farm Road 17,
right.
17. Live zebra.
Right,
park.
like the local church petting zoo or something. Maybe this would happen.
Zebra.
Billy Joe has found a zebra. You pay him $5, you can go and pet him. That's what that would be.
Yeah.
Man, that is super, super annoying.
There's no kind of global license to animal handle, right? This is because this was in the U.S. I assume that zoo would be shut down.
I wouldn't think so.
You starved a zebra, then you painted a donkey to look like a zebra, and now you're denying that's not a donkey. Like, come on, you can't.
But it obviously is.
You lose your animal license. You can't do this anymore. I guess in Cairo it probably isn't that way.
I guess not.
That's a shame.
It's the invisible hand of the free market.
Well, hopefully now that we all realize this, Twitter can change from like laughing at this poor donkey to like petition that they have to shut down. Yeah,
it's a lot darker than I thought.
Turn that corner.
Turns out it's not just black and white.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Take a quick break. When we come back, we have our very own digital correspondent Sarah Strackhouse in to give us the news.
How's it going, brother? Shaka, brother. Hey, we got a special guest today. You're right, this is always loud. The more you know, the more you can do. That's right. I just encourage you to continue going on, yeah. But I wanted to touch on some of the music that has influenced you. So we've got this to kind of make it habitable. Right. Anyway, and they had raided a local drug dealer, local gang member's house, and they found a little altar in there, and there was stuff that was incense. Well, not like this. This is just for the dog poop. And we're just about out of here on the Hate and Satan show. But
hey, Justin.
But is he on there?
There are some days that's how awkward I feel that our show is.
Yep, I've worked on worse shows than that. I really have. Yeah.
I do love the name.
The Hate and Satan Show?
The Hate and Satan Show. Yeah,
it's really good.
It gets right to it.
Oh, I just read that. I could only see Hayden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense now.
Yeah, when I first saw you putting that together in there, I thought it was a show with people just hating on things, which I would have loved to watch a lot more.
That would be a great public access show, just hating with Josh.
Bringing up a topic. I hate it. Here we go. Here's why. Yeah. The hating show. There you go. Sarah, our digital correspondent, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Bringing us all the news from outside the room. How are things going in the world around us?
Well, things are going. I don't know know, up or down. So this morning, President Trump denied that he knew about a meeting in the Trump Tower 2 years ago between his son and a Russian lawyer in advance of the actual meeting, though NBC reports his former attorney Michael Cohen claimed that Trump did know that it was happening ahead of time. The reason why this is a big deal, obviously, is because if he did know about that meeting ahead of time, then this could show a possibility of knowledge of involvement with Russia in the presidential election when Trump was previously cleared. So Trump also said in a tweet he believes Cohen may be trying to trade information to get him out of a, quote, jam. So Cohen is currently being investigated for possible bank and tax fraud.
Yes.
So who knows? Really.
What do you think the odds are? And again, this is totally speculation. What do you think the odds are that Donald Trump didn't know everything that was happening in his building?
Everything?
I mean, if someone was meeting in his building, if a Russian national power was coming in.
If his son and his son-in-law.
Yeah.
Who he elected to put in the highest office in the land.
Yeah, I don't think that, from what I can tell, Trump's a very hands-on kind of guy. Sorry, President Trump is a very hands-on kind of guy. I don't get the impression that he would be like, you guys just figure it out. You guys do what you want to do. You're off the leash. You can run, and you have all creative control. I don't get that feeling. I'm not saying he did anything.
So you feel like if he knew, he would have been like, no, I'm going to be there.
No, I feel like he had to have known for it to happen.
Oh, for
I don't think the Sons have carte blanche to call meetings with foreign powers in the Trump Tower.
I wouldn't think so.
And not let Daddy know.
Right. I mean, when it came out that there was a meeting that took place with his son, didn't it later come out that Donald Trump helped craft the statement that the son made to the public about it?
Yeah.
Clearly, he's a little involved in what his son is doing in his life.
I mean, I think a lot of people try to cover up what their kids kind of do.
Sure.
I mean, so my thought was initially when I heard this, I was like, oh, well, if he knew, he totally would have wanted to be there and he would have been the one directing everything.
Yeah.
That's where my head initially went because he's so closed doors. He's so, I want to be there. I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? So that's where my mind immediately went. But now that you're kind of talking about that, it kind of, I mean, I guess what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
And again, my thought on like the logical process is not a legally binding thing. So he's not, there has to be more than just me going, it sounds like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's a little fishy.
Yeah. What do we have next?
All right, moving up on the flip side, the economy is hearing some good news. Fox News reports the GDP report shows a 4.1% growth in the second quarter of 2018, showing the fastest economic expansion since 2014. So Trump, of course, said, quote, we've accomplished an economic turnaround of historic proportions. This is, happening all on the heels of many trade negotiations, a lot of back and forth between countries, Democrats, Republicans. Basically, one of the most recent things that happened earlier this week is between the European Union to buy more American products in exchange for lowering possible tariffs. So that may have helped recent numbers also.
He should have just done a tweet and been like, you're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome.
Keep it easy.
Yeah, done, period.
That would have been pretty fun. Well, leaving D.C., heading over to California. Unfortunately, a fast-growing fire in the north is continuing to expand. It killed one person already. People in the city of Redding fled their homes this morning, according to CNN. Reports say it grew rapidly overnight, ravaging the area and several smaller cities and jumped the Sacramento River. I didn't know that fires did that. They jumped rivers.
Yeah, flames can leap and land.
When I read that, I was like, no.
You can't go through walls. They're not ghosts.
If they're high enough.
Yeah. I just didn't even think that was a possibility. But the fire destroyed or damaged more than 20 structures so far. It's threatening thousands of people right now. It covers almost 45,000 acres and is only 3% contained. This was as of 3 hours ago. So I'm not sure what the containment is in the last 3 hours, but 3% then. More than 1,500 firefighters are fighting it right now. Something I saw that was crazy to me, I was reading farther down in the article, more than 88 active fires are taking place right now across the country. And this one, the Carr fire, they're calling it CARR because of the location, one of 6 in California.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
California
crazy?
has a lot of fires that take place.
You know what I love about California? I know it's a big state, but when you're not in the state, right, when you live further away, it feels far away and it feels like you can compartmentalize it. 6 fires in California. That must be crazy. I got some friends that live in California. Anytime I ask them about any of them, like, hey, I read on the news, like, this fire moved into this town, like, melted the whole thing, that evacuated people. They're like, yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. Like, they just don't. I guess it's far away.
Yeah.
It's like if there was a wildfire in Amarillo or something, and people called us like from out of town. Are you okay? We're just like, yeah. I mean, it's way over there.
Yeah.
Like, what do we got to worry about? So, I don't know.
A bunch of cowboys are outside roasting and making s'mores. It's fine.
Not to compartmentalize fire.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
Well, I
California's
believe
not
it was
place.
a vehicle, mechanical failure of a vehicle that started the fire.
Yeah.
So right now they're not thinking too much mischief or anything like that.
Too much
It
mischief.
Too much mischief. Yeah.
It
you know.
is also a car fire, just to be clear.
Oh, wow.
Because you
Stop
clarified.
it.
No,
I
because you
did.
said car fire. You're like, C-A-R-R. And I was like, okay, so it wasn't a car fire. But then you
But
told
it
us
is a car-
it was a car
Yeah,
fire.
You.
It's fine. It's fine. Just going to let it go.
Well, moving on to the blood moon. There's an incredible lunar eclipse. Did you just do a wolf noise?
What? Me? I wouldn't have done that.
Well, lunar eclipse today taking place actually right now. In fact, it's the longest of the 21st century, but we can't see it here. Outside, at least. So you've probably heard lots of talk about it. In North America, we can't see it in person because it's daytime. Fortune reports a lunar eclipse. In case you don't know, because there's a lot of eclipses, it puts the moon in the Earth's shadow, and it's fully there for 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 57 seconds this time. The longest was 1 hour and 47 minutes. It began at 1:14 Eastern time, so a little afternoon here. So for those who want to see it online, there are a lot of places you can watch it virtually.
I feel like the internet tends to sensationalize eclipses because so many times I've read like there's some crazy like eclipse that happens once every 180 years happening outside right now. And I go outside, I'm like, nope, moon looks normal, and then go back inside. And it's like, oh well, yeah, you have to be standing at this spot in Ohio to see it, or else you don't get. I'm like, well, thanks, national news. I appreciate you sensationalizing that headline for me.
Well, I saw so many articles all week about it, and then I find out. First off, A, I can't watch it. B, it's not that. I mean, it's not that it's uncommon, but there's another one in like January or something, and I was like, well, my goodness.
Yeah, like I understand the wonders of the celestial bodies, but if I can't see them with my own eyes, then why do I care, right?
What I love about the blood moon is it has such a pull to the people who go into conspiracies. Because there is a
I did read one
there
thing.
is there is a verse in Revelations in the Christian Bible that talks about, I guess there's only one Bible, so just the Bible.
There's only one?
Well, there's multiple books
Versions.
that people like
The
look
Torah,
to. But and when you say Bible, you always assume it's going to be the Christian
I guess
Bible.
you would presume that.
There's the NIV, the King. There's different versions, but one Bible.
Got it.
Either way, side
There's the biggie size Bible.
Yeah, the biggie size
There's
Bible.
the family Bible.
Yeah. Well, they talk about the moon, the moon turning red and those kind of things. So every time a blood moon happens, which has happened 1,000 times since the Bible was written, that people go, end of times. End of times. Here's that fiery moon.
Look at that. Look at that thing. That's scary.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Tell me that's
if you
not scary?
saw that and didn't know
And
what was
you didn't
going
know?
on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you'd be freaking out.
Okay, so remember when 2012 came and that was the end of the Mayan calendar?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw a meme one time that I was dying laughing because there was so much hype about 2012. There was a slight, little baby part of me that was a little nervous.
There was a movie about it.
Yeah, there was a movie. I mean, everything. And so I saw this meme, and it was these ancient Mayans had this big round rock. I wish I could find this. I'll send it to you guys at some point. This big round rock with like all the dates going around this rock, and it said, "Oh wait, why'd you only go to 2012?" He's like, "Oh, that was all I could fit," and then it goes, "That's gonna freak someone out someday."
Yeah,
yeah.
It was so fun. Like, I guess you have to see it. I probably didn't describe it that well, but
I remember
it was amazing.
I remember when I was like 8 in 2010, I think. No, that's not right at all.
So you're 16.
I went to math school. Anybody else,
Super
hard
young.
left turn here, anybody else get this odd like sense of satisfaction from doomsdayers who like make a prediction and go, oh, like May 14th, that's going to be the day.
Yeah.
It comes and goes. The rest of us like, Ha! Like
I
you
love
get it's just a chance for society to come together and point and laugh like it's somebody else who
But
made
then
a fool
you
of
see
themselves.
their later what they say afterwards. Oh no, I did a calculation wrong.
Oh, of course.
It's May 16th.
And I, in a way, I respect it that you're willing to get on the internet and say, I think everything is going to come to a stop at this day, and that's that. Like I gotta respect the hustle, but they've all been wrong thus far, right? I think that's safe to presume.
Yeah.
Like as far as we know,
At this point,
they've
we're
all
still
been
here.
incorrect.
Well, I think
The
only
show
one-
might suggest otherwise.
Yeah, the only one that I thought had any sort of credibility, and I remember my friends and I in the year 2000, Y2K.
Yeah.
We were all at a pasture party with like cases of beer, and we had machetes and guns. We were camping, so that's what you do.
Machetes and guns?
Yeah, of course.
Why machetes if you have the
Yeah.
guns?
Well, you never know.
Cases of beer.
And so we're out there. Well, and the guns we wouldn't bring to the party. They just were in trucks because my friends
That's
were.
where they were
That's
at the
where
time.
that's
They
where
were
they
in
were.
trucks, all right.
And so anyway,
That gun
and we-
rack, what are you going to put on it?
yeah, you had to put a gun there, which is so weird now thinking about how tight security is. But I can remember like guns being like a rifle being in the back of a truck,
Right.
at
Hanging
the high
out.
school.
Just driving around with
Yeah.
guns hanging out.
That
Yeah.
is wild.
Wow.
It's weird. It's
Yeah.
something that my kid, when they would be like, "What?" Like, yeah, we used to have school. I could walk out to a parking lot at any East Texas school and guarantee you there's going to be guns in every single one of those trucks. No longer is that the
crazy.
case.
No.
Anyway, but we were all planning for when the Y2K thing happened. We were going to be these band of renegades that like rode around town,
Like Red Dawn?
yeah, like Red Dawn.
You were going to make it.
Yeah, no, they would have killed me quick. I promise. I would have been the weakest link. But that made sense because the banking systems weren't set up, and so there was actual like an equation issue that they hadn't thought of. Looking back on it now, it was like, no, don't be silly. Everything's fine. We just have to change some code and.
Well,
My dad worked in-
it wasn't an issue because they worked to solve the problem.
Yeah.
So that's why I guess otherwise it could have caused. I don't think planes were going to suddenly think it was 1900 and we can't fly anymore. Right. A flight has not been
They
discovered
just
yet.
disintegrate and crumble.
Fans all shut off because
Yeah.
they don't know how to function
Yeah.
at the time. No, my dad worked in software, and he said that they had to like redo a bunch of stuff, and he like bought a couple generators just in case, like for our house.
Wow.
And yeah, he was a little nervous. I remember him talking about it. He's like, I mean, we have to change everything, and if something isn't changed in time or not done correctly, it could mess with the system.
Yeah.
So I see there.
Gosh.
It was real. It was real times.
You know what Y2K suffered from? Poor branding. Because looking back, because I was a kid, I was actually 8 in the year 2000. Got it. And I remember hearing about it and being like, what is that, like a crappy Christian rock band? Like, what is Y2K? What does that even mean?
It probably was
Oh,
that
it's
as well.
the year 2000. I'm like, who the hell came up with that? Y2K, just say, oh, it's going to be the year 2000 and bad things are going to happen. We had to like give it some kind of cool 90s abbreviation in the year 2000.
That's because you were 8. You weren't like up to date on like current events, and your parents weren't like, if this whole thing blows up, you're not going to have any more like life savings or whatever it is. Like you were 8, so you're just view
but
of the
like-
world
You're
was
like, I
different.
don't care.
2012, man, that was a real disaster. It sounded cool. It had the Mayan calendar. Like anything could have happened. Nobody knew. Like there could have been some magic mysticism. Maybe they knew something we all didn't. Y2K is like, oh, come on. That's some stupid letter numerical abbreviation. That's
Okay.
some
It's the first
acronym
time-
loving. I don't know.
I'm hearing this for the first time. So.
Y2K?
And it sounds dumb, doesn't it?
Well, to be honest, we don't use the letter Y in Portugal, so that's
Really?
why.
So,
yeah.
but,
Just 2K?
But the year 2000.
We don't even use K because K would be in kilometers. So you just write 2000. We don't abbreviate.
Just a deep sigh for me. but that was not a United States crisis. That was a worldwide crisis.
Right. But the Y2K thing, like the expression or like the thing, the number.
The
Roman
idea of
numerals.
it.
The idea, yes. The concept, yes. Everyone was freaking out in Europe too. I mean, some. Not all of
Because
it.
I think the Y2K, and again, we are totally off the rails here, but the Y2K was a beautiful thing. Like that marketing was spot on. It was easy to say. It was memorable.
Yeah.
Year 2K is 1,000 for us in the United States. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm worried about it. And if I don't know what it means, I'm even more scared of this whole thing.
Right.
The world's coming to an end. Y2K is happening. Everyone was out wearing, like, getting, like, beans and water, and people were freaking out.
We were stocked up, I must say.
Really?
I mean, like, not like over the top, but like just in case like certain things like didn't go well for like a couple weeks. Like I remember, like I said, my dad bought like a couple generators, and we had some like you could like it was like crank radio, and like it would crank on the lights. Yeah, I mean we had all that stuff.
That's how you do. And what is your kicker story, Sarah?
I think
that was the kicker.
Good.
Yep.
And Y2K.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have one of the better life hacks that I've seen to date.
So that's your backpack, huh? You've had it for years and it's never let you down. Yeah, your old backpack is good enough, right? Wrong! Once again, that's world-renowned naturalist and lecturer of the outdoors ultimate enthusiast, Steve Clymer. And this time he's wearing the brand new Archwood FlexTrek 37 Trillion Whip Snake Edition. A pack so revolutionary you'd have to be insane to go near any trail without it.
This is Steve Clymer, the outdoors ultimate enthusiast. I've always worn Archwood backpacks, whether it's the SAS Flex Day Pack, Easy Breeze Edition, or the classic Black Geyser. The FlexTrek 37 Trillion Whip Snake Edition is Archwood's most responsive pack yet.
What about the Whip Snake Sidewinder Edition? I-Series, with its space-age ResponsoFlex construction developed by NASA scientists, especially for Archwood.
Where do y'all find this stuff?
I love this difference in humor, because there's some videos Josh will watch and laugh at, and I'll like kind of chuckle, and we'll just kind of. And there's other ones where like we'll all be laughing, and Josh is just dumbfounded. Like, what is funny about this? I don't know.
I can't. I'm still processing everything I've seen.
Yeah,
y'all.
It's naturalist and lecturer
like
Steve
my eyes
Clymer
have been assaulted.
The Archwood FlexTrek
Whip Snake
37 Trillion.
Yeah.
Right.
Whip Snake Edition.
The Whip Snake.
I-Series.
That movement, that man just like going left,
It's a good
front,
visual.
and back.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
really
like,
is.
What is that?
Oh, man.
I'm going to take a break on, I'm going to do a pass on the bit we were going to do with the life hack. I thought about it. We're gonna maybe that goes into the things that were never aired. Never aired segment.
Oh no!
But yeah, I thought about it. We're gonna set live censorship.
I don't even know what it is, but okay.
Yeah. We do have a weird thing that is culinary. We do like to do food news here.
Of course.
And so it is it's hard to screw up ice cream. In my opinion.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bluebell's done it before.
How?
People died. They got listeria or whatever.
Not that. I mean like the flavorings, like strawberry.
That listeria flavored ice cream just did not go over well.
Right.
The best diet I ever had.
Yeah.
Listeria ice cream. They have like Rocky Road. They're all good flavors. You have some you like, some but I've never had an ice cream that was like. Ugh,
never met an ice cream I didn't like.
That includes. There's one here that does like artisanal ice creams.
Sure.
And one of them was like. What's that fruit that's in Asia that everyone says smells like
durian?
Durian.
Yeah.
A durian ice cream, which again wasn't my favorite, but it was fine. It was bearable. This though, this is a complete debauchery
I'm already
of ice cream.
Get ready.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise ice cream is a thing. How?
Okay. No, that is exactly where I was going to go. How? Who's putting this out? Why is this a thing? Like, what is this, a Bluebell thing? Is this some knockoff, like Landmark or Blue Bunny? Are they making this
Clearly,
nonsense?
it's not Bluebell. I would lose all respect.
It can't be Mr. Ben and Mr. Jerry.
I don't think so. I don't even know if it's a big. I think it might be a smaller company
Small
somewhere.
off, yeah. It's called. I can't even pronounce it. Falkirk Ice Cream Shop in Scotland makes strange flavors. They've done Monster Energy, which
that might be awesome.
I could be on board with that.
Yeah, sure.
Strongbow hard cider. I'm on board with that.
Yep.
But here's a problem. Now they've crossed the line. Now they're doing the real mayonnaise, though. It's not like the Miracle Whip. This is Hellman's real mayonnaise.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
They don't mess around. And it is having a polarizing effect. Apparently, the people there in Scotland either love the idea or they hate it.
I like the idea of it.
You wouldn't try it?
No, of course
No.
I would. Yeah, absolutely. If we had it on the show, of course I'd try it.
No.
If you were like, here, I'd try some mayonnaise ice cream, like, yeah, of course. How could I not?
You gotta know, right?
I gotta know.
Yeah.
You gotta know it tastes bad. If they had
What if it
dog
doesn't?
feces ice cream, would you try that?
Oh, whoa! You don't put dog feces on a sandwich, all right? Take it easy. Like let's
Mayonnaise
I
is not my
just
favorite,
find a
but I'd
line.
give it a lick.
If they had like olive oil and vinaigrette ice cream, would you try it? Like, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'd
guess
give it a shot.
I would not pay for it, but if I was given it to try, I would try it.
Right.
That's what I would draw the line.
What would you be willing to pay for a one scoop of
$1.
mayonnaise ice cream? $1?
I'd
I'd throw $3 or $4 at that. Try it out. Yeah, why not?
No more.
For the experience? Think of the hot
Gosh,
tweet.
I don't
I'd get
know.
like 2 likes. Yeah. I tried mayonnaise ice cream. Here's a picture. Yeah.
I don't know that I would pay to try it, but I might.
I'm the only
taste it
one who's
once.
willing to throw down some cold hard cash.
I think so.
Some real
Yeah.
cheddar.
Yeah,
For mayonnaise
to
ice
ruin
cream.
your taste
to try
buds?
it. What do you ruin? Like, it's not so bad. You try it out. There's nothing wrong with trying things. Trying new things is good. Variety is the spice of life, including mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is fine. I'm okay. It's bland. It doesn't really have much of a flavor. I don't mind it on a good like ham sandwich. Fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But ice cream they're totally different flavors. When I go to dip in to delicious, sweet, succulent ice cream, what I don't want to have is the bland egg yolk taste of mayonnaise on my
What if
tongue.
they throw some ham on there?
Ooh.
It's a
ham
now we're talking.
all right, some frozen
Some,
diced
like fresh. If they had like a
cubes.
BLT ice cream, I'd be all about that.
Yeah, what if it was like Cold Stone, but instead of mints or chocolate chips, they just mixed in some ham and a little bacon, and then you had a nice club sandwich going on there.
I'm not gonna hate that idea. That I'm fine with.
Meat and ice cream is okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the line.
Yeah.
It's a
Absolutely.
sweet savory issue, right? That's where we're at. Mayonnaise is traditionally a little salty, maybe savory. Ice cream is sweet. That is the deal, right? That's where we're running into this problem.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like oddly flavored chocolates.
But don't get me started on that. Anna brought in chocolates and they were phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I love the side note.
Yeah.
Let me start with defending my. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah, but they have like this thing now where they do, and for some reason, like the more crappy your chocolate is, the more expensive it is.
What do
Like-
you mean?
Oh,
Like they have like this for $45, you get 100% cacao.
Right.
And
Oh,
it
God.
tastes like dirt.
Right.
You're putting dirt
That
in
will
your
make
mouth.
you sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, why in the world are you giving me dirt and saying it's chocolate? It's not chocolate. It's dirt.
Right.
Like I want. I don't have to have Hershey's. I'm not one of those like ridiculous Americans that has to have milk chocolate. But you got to give me some sweetness. Otherwise, there's no point.
Do you think Hershey's tastes? Have you had a Hershey's while you've been
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Do you think it tastes? I hear a lot of people from other countries that say that Hershey's tastes like formaldehyde. Is what I've heard a lot of.
Tastes like what?
Like embalming fluid.
Oh.
The things they dip mummies
Bad
in.
would be bad.
Okay, so tastes bad. The dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Any of it.
Oh, we're probably talking Hershey's milk, not Hershey's
yeah.
Special Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
Good for you.
Okay.
Welcome
Oh,
to
wow.
America. Yes.
Yes.
Can we get the
Thank you,
please?
everybody.
Can we-
Yeah. What is if you're at the store and you're in a pinch and you're buying chocolate, let's say for your man or for your lady, what's the chocolate that you go for?
It's funny. I ran into this just the other day because we were talking about Valentine. We were watching a show or something, and Valentine's came up, and I mentioned, hey, I never want to be too like cliche. You know, you want to change it up. You want to be unique.
Yeah.
But every year for Valentine's, I get Christine like Godiva, right? Like I just go to the go to the mall and pick up a thing. Is that like cliche? Is that too much? And she was like, well, yeah. But it's Godiva. I'll make an exception. Right. Like I don't get that all the time, right? There's a difference. For special events, I buy the nice stuff. For the run-of-the-mill, day-to-day, I'll probably go something like the like little Ghirardelli squares, right? Comes in a little fancy bag.
That's good.
It's quality, but it's not, it's not Hershey's. Yeah. Not that anything's wrong with Hershey's. If I'm making a s'more, if I'm making a s'more, I'm going to Reese's Cup. So it's a hack for all of it. Yeah, swap in a Reese's Cup instead of Hershey's. But yeah, there's nothing. If I'm going to the movies or something, I'll get traditional, whatever. Like I don't care,
Yeah, Diego likes Kit Kat. Easy.
Yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Very American as well.
Yeah. If I'm just picking up chocolate, I'm buying Hershey's. Like it's just the easiest, right?
Yeah.
Like most people just like Hershey's.
It's like Campbell's tomato soup. Like you know it, you love it. It's
fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. So 100% of the time.
What do you
Hundo
got?
P.
Oh, for me, if I'm grabbing chocolates for Rachel, she likes the Godiva stuff.
Yeah, you step it
it's
up
pretty.
a bit. Yeah, sure.
I didn't know Godiva is that really expensive?
I don't think so.
Like if I was on what was one that you said, the
Godiva?
Yeah,
like in shopping malls.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been.
It's
thinking
just classy. I can't get it normally. I have to go somewhere and seek it out. Yeah.
Hershey's, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have another clip to play? I was going to just go into the next segment. We're running low on time, but
you can just go into the next one. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing that needs to be played.
Then in that case, we're going to take a flight to France. The story came out of France of a mayor who is had it up to here with these invaders of his town.
Yeah.
And he said no more. He is putting the kibosh on these invaders coming into his town, and they're not allowed.
Very political stance.
Yeah, not allowed. Very right now we're with all the talk of how to deal with immigration, all the talk of how to deal with people who are maybe outside of your network. This mayor has put his foot down and said that these, again, I say intruders are not welcome.
100% not welcome.
100% not welcome.
Hundo P not welcome.
It's real caustic in the age of real caustic in the age of acceptance and global.
Yeah,
everybody getting together. Yeah, it's weird
I'm
to
shocked,
say. Just
I'm shocked that anybody would find this okay.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think that you would see a lot more in the news about this story had it not been humans that he was trying to spot on. Had he been trying to banish,
right?
But instead, it was mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes.
So this again, I don't want to say the French are arrogant because that's not fair. But this mayor may be. Right. Because he is saying that mosquitoes are not allowed in his town any longer. Have we read any more about that to see what his plans are to inform the mosquitoes?
I'll see if I can. Yeah, I'll see
not
how
to show up in town.
I assume you just post that on the telephone poles outside of town and say mosquitoes.
With the mosquitoes being X to it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Are mosquitoes a problem in France? I guess they're a problem worldwide.
Yeah, it depends on where you're located. In the country, for instance, Portugal is the same thing, only more in the countryside, perhaps.
Sure, inside or outside.
Yeah, I don't remember really having trouble when I went to France in the summer. And we went like north and south.
I hope the best thing that can come of this, besides a laugh on the lunch break, is maybe, and this is maybe reaching way far here, but assuming this mayor is a real go-getter, he gathers the world's top scientists. Right, the best of the best. Gets them out of the Hadron Collider and NASA and any other, I assume, American scientists, because I don't know any better. There's the only ones I know. I'm sorry. I only know American science. And he gets them all together and he says, I need to figure out how to eradicate mosquitoes from a whole town. And they go, we've got it. And they come up with some ultimate solution to just, if you want, make your place mosquito-free forever. Because that would be incredible.
Yeah.
Just the option. Not that you have to, but if you had, particularly bad problem in your yard or something, your backyard was a whole hassle in the summer, you know what? I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Call up the scientists, get the boys in the lab coats. And they had some kind of epic, I don't know, like how to get rid of mosquitoes. I think that might be worth it.
Anna, this takes place in the town of Brio Alley,
Briolet, maybe?
Briolet?
I'm not sure.
Briole.
And his name is Andre Marchland.
Oh yeah, he's in the family.
Yeah, he's in the family. Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, you have dinner with him all the time, right?
Right. Okay, so I'm just fascinated. Like, we all hate mosquitoes. Why the stance on this? I mean, it's not that the mosquito mayor is gonna get back to him and be like,
that would be a good
"Sir."
name. Yeah.
The king of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Right.
The UN.
We do not accept your decree, sir.
Yeah.
Right, like throwing a white glove in his face. I challenge you to a duel.
right.
Yeah. Apparently, I've been reading in this a little bit more. He did know it was going to be a joke, and the town is like doing it as like a big, like, one of those you're poking fun at the problem that they're having. Apparently, they're having a mosquito problem, so they're trying to do all the things that normally we would do. You remember when they would have those like flyover like dusters for mosquitoes?
Yeah.
Like, hey, stay inside your home. No
Well,
big
they
deal.
don't go outside after 7 o'clock because we're
My-
spraying down your neighborhood.
Yeah, the house I grew up in Spring, Texas, they still have the drive-by trucks at night, the drive-by with whatever's going through them.
I haven't seen that so much. That maybe I just haven't been paying as close attention.
Yeah, I haven't lived
seen
there in
that
a
as
few
much.
years, so I don't know if that's still a thing
Well, I mean,
anymore.
we would
but I
do that.
remember
We would do that here too, and I haven't seen that a lot.
Yeah, my friend that lives in White Rock, she says that 2 years ago they did it, but somehow this year didn't. I don't know if it was because it was too hot or something like this to throw the chemicals.
No, I
in
know.
there.
I think what happens is last year it rained a whole lot before, so there was a lot of standing water and puddles, and mosquitoes are drawn to standing water.
Yeah.
And so this year it's been too dry for there to be a lot of standing water.
Not a whole lot of skeets.
Yeah, not a whole lot of skeets. For some reason, I almost went into that song, and you got me in serious trouble. Not a whole lot of mosquitoes in town, so that's probably why. I do remember though the planes, because we had a meeting. We had a dinner out with Rachel's family, and one of the aunts.
Meeting.
Yeah, we had a meeting. A family meeting.
A formal get together.
We were in Mesquite, but they like, hey, we all have to leave early because they're spraying, and they took that be in by 7 extremely seriously.
Yeah.
Like, guys, you're fine. But nope.
Yeah, I always felt like I should have when I was a kid, because we'd be outside at nights playing hide and go seek or something, or playing,
Just stand in the middle of the spray.
Yeah, and like I'd see it drive by in the street and be like, well, whatever's in that, I guess I hope that's okay for me, because I don't know any better.
But before we go, one last thing. On Monday, I believe, we talked about the girl that gave birth at
Chick-fil-A.
At Chick-fil-A.
Don't say, oh God,
Yeah.
Anna, this is a happy
It's
story.
a miracle of birth.
Miracle of birth.
Isn't like a starving zebra.
Oh God, as in like, what are you going to tell us next?
Oh, well, there's another story that's come out. This time it took place in Six Flags. A woman gave birth at Six Flags and, just like Chick-fil-A, got a lifetime pass at Six Flags.
It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
How many months old? How many months pregnant was this woman, or weeks, as that's apparently how it's going?
Yeah, well, weeks. And I always do months. It doesn't say the baby was. I'm looking at a picture of the child right now. It looks pretty tiny, smaller than mine. So the baby was definitely premature.
Okay, so there's a chance that she did not go expecting to have birth any moment now.
Maybe as an accident.
There's a chance.
Then she got on the Texas Titan, and man, oh man, things happened.
The baby maker.
Yeah, riding that old Riddler, just shaking around. There was a company. Those of us who play video games will know this, if I can nerd out for a second, called Bethesda, who makes a game called The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. And they had a deal when that game was going to come out. It was hotly anticipated, the hot new Elder Scrolls game, that if your kid was born on the day the game came out, and you named it after the main character, which is a wacky spelling of the word Dovahkiin.
Awesome.
If your kid was born on the day and you named your kid that, you would get a lifetime of every game they make from when they started to whenever. They send you a copy.
I'm sure somebody did it.
I think like 2 people did it.
Yeah.
Here's my point. That's commitment to a bit. Having your kid at an amusement park is an unfortunate incident. Like, and we shouldn't be rewarding that with a lifetime pass because all you're doing is encouraging vagabonds. Yeah.
So this is a scam.
To have their kids right next to the roller coaster.
So here's the deal: if guys could, because we can't, if guys could have kids, where would you be going to deliver your child?
Man, I don't. Gosh, I don't know. This is like a movie theater, maybe. I can get free passes, like I have it in a movie theater. And,
a movie theater. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's where I would go.
It's not bad. Like I'll go to Alamo Draft House.
Yeah.
And have my baby in the.
I love
That's what you want. It's someone the whole time you're giving birth.
Right, I get kicked out for being too loud.
This is the good part. Yeah, so you're me. Yeah. I would rush into like a steakhouse somewhere and just grab onto the table.
Like Nick and Sam's.
Yeah.
2, please.
Yeah. Done.
Oh gosh.
Done. Free steak, please. Free steak, please. No, that's not how this works.
I'd probably run into some kind of like a Microsoft store. Go for the hack, free computers for life.
Oh,
yeah, how about
that?
Yeah, that's not an Apple store. That's not too shabby.
Well, unfortunately, she did not name her daughter Six Flags.
Six Flags.
Yeah.
Anna, you want to weigh in on where you'd go?
Yeah, cinema.
What?
Oh,
cinema.
No.
I thought you said Cinnabon. And
I did too. I was like Cinnabon.
That is epic. Well done.
Would it take one for the team?
Yeah.
I would go to Joann's.
Joann's Fabrics? Christine loves Joann's Fabrics. Where to go?
For life.
They'd have things they could swaddle your baby in. They could make you a crib right there. Yeah, it'd be great.
Right. Though it's just like you'll be kind of like being labor and someone already in the sewing machine making,
not bad.
Making the.
It's not bad. Get yourself a free swing line. How about that? Yeah.
Nice.
Top notch. Okay, we're gonna take we're gonna sign off. Actually, we'll be back on Monday.
Take a 72-hour break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a long break. Back on Monday, right here. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Have a phenomenal weekend and enjoy yourself. Happy National Scotch Day. Enjoy responsibly.